Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and we're going to be going live and we're going to be talking about losing the attachment of fear, losing the identification of fear, but allowing ourselves to come to terms with the things that really limit us, with the things that are holding us back, and also the things that are not allowing us to tap into vibrations and really tap into the truth of what it is instead of the deception of the illusion that it presents itself to be. So you have to present something else, you have to reinforce something else. And you have to see it as a way of emulation and transformation whenever you're trying to connect into a vibration that is more of your resonance, that is more in sync with who you are, and thoughts that generate a different correlation of what you're supposed to become. So if you're going about life in a certain way, you're always going to receive those same situations and those same relationships and patterns and attachments. So you have to change the narrative and the theme and the story and the direction, but also you have to present something else and you have to express something else to lose the attachment of fear, of lack, of unworthiness, of feeling like you have nothing within your space when you have everything. You have source energy, you have spiritual mass within your space right now. We're just not aware of it. But until we're aware of it, until we have that distinction of really letting go and looking the fear in the face and facing our fears and facing what is holding us back or facing what is not allowing us to grow, and it could be ourselves, but it could be how we're presenting obstacles or presenting problems and not seeing a solution or a resolution around it, but actually being receptive and seeing how can I solve the problems that present themselves, even though they're not problems, but let's just say that they are. How can I really release them out of myself and see it not being a real thing and see it not being something that's against me, but see it something that is for my benefit, that's for my emulation, for my transformation. So it's really just allowing your whole journey as a reflection, as transformation, as purification when you're releasing fear or fear of thoughts or fear of a belief system that does not really connect with you or does not allow you to be source energy or resonate or reflect in a way that is of an example to yourself and what you want to become. So a way to do that is to not be attached to it anymore, is to not hold on to it anymore, and to not really think that it's such a real thing and that it has validity over you. So I was receiving this message, and I feel quickly as I was receiving this message is not thinking that your fear has validity or value or really has any power over you. Because the way to lose the disempowerment is to choose to see that it does not have power over you and it doesn't control what you do unless you allow the fear to control who you are. So if you don't allow yourself to receive, then you're allowing yourself to be controlled by the illusion, by earth, by reality itself. Now you're kind of putting yourself in the driver's seat. You're kind of putting yourself in a position to kind of say and tell the fear, like, fuck you, get out of my way. So basically, if you have thoughts, if you have emotions, if you have thoughts, you can tell those thoughts basically to, like, fuck off, if you will. But you can also do it in a way it's just like you're kind of done with it. You're kind of done with being fearful of something, being lacking of something. You're kind of tired of resonating and emanating in that energy, and you get to a point where you're having this realization of what you want to be in that moment. And it's really just going with your heart's desire. It's really forcing your will and applying your will as a way of initiating freedom. So you're actually being deliberate in the way that you want to lose fear. You want to lose a lack of drive, a lack of awareness, a lack of understanding and consciousness and grace and anointing. So now you want everything that is representing you, reflecting to you, demonstrating to you, and you allow yourself to scratch it from yourself. You allow yourself to scrap that, and you allow yourself to throw it in the trash because it's not serving you. So you have to see what is serving you and what is not serving you, and you have to confirm what you are and you have to confirm what you are not. And if you are not any of those things, then it means that you are the power, the realization, God, reflection, love, light, divinity. And sometimes it's the ability to be fed up, to be done, and want transformation. you're wanting to receive. And you're kind of at the precipice of being pushed, of being initiated into another initiation. So you're always embracing something when you explore spirituality. It means you're going to face your fears. You're going to face yourself. You're going to face things that you probably normally wouldn't do years ago, and now you're doing it. Let's say you have a fear of heights, and there is a roller coaster ride, and you're very terrified of heights, and you don't want to go up there. But maybe your friend is kind of pushing you to do it. That's a reflection for you to kind of face your fear of getting on that ride, or allowing yourself, if you're someone that does not like swimming in cold water. I swim in cold water every day, even if it's 58 degrees, and I've swam in cold water if it was 30 or 40 degrees, to push myself so that I can activate that energy level. But also it's kind of like a dopamine activation where you go into the cold water and your body heats up really quickly. It's not ideal to go into the cold water. It's not ideal. It doesn't always feel good initially when you get in, but once you move around and swim, it's like something has been lifted off of you. So sometimes it's kind of as if you just need to push yourself into your state, almost force yourself into that purified state of awareness. And you allow yourself to fluctuate. You allow yourself to have a real change within yourself because you didn't kind of hesitate. Because once you hesitate, then that's the precipice of, I might go over here, I might go over there. And then doubt creeps in, then your thoughts, then your emotions, then your belief systems, and then it goes kind of out the door. But then once you're getting on top of it and you're trying to meditate on top of the I am presence, of energy, of consciousness, you're allowing yourself to get on top of everything. That means that it doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect, but it means that you're setting yourself up so that you're allowing yourself to be empowered exactly in the morning and become exactly who you want to be in that moment. And sometimes it's just finishing and stopping perpetuating a certain character or a certain life progression or certain relationships that really don't have any reason to be. They just keep happening because you're healing karma. So it's kind of like when you let go of fear, then you're letting go of everything. You let go completely so that you can be free and that you have the willingness to be free and the willingness to do good. So if you have the will, if you have the power inside of yourself, that means that you can always seek and search and do the things exactly what you want to do. But there's always little banana peels sometimes that kind of tell you that you shouldn't. And just because there are banana peels, sometimes there's clouds, sometimes there's rain, and sometimes there's fires. But you can put out those fires with water. So this analogy is really understanding to be like water. Water encapsulates everything. Water is fluent. Water is fluidity. And water is purification. Because our bodies are made of 70% of water, right? So it's kind of like being like the water. The water goes in many different currents. Sometimes they're uncharted waters. Sometimes they're tsunamis. But it means that we have the ability to pick the one that we want to be. Do you want to be a calm day on the beach? Or do you want to be a rocky, rough seas where most of the surfers go out and they ride the wave? So it's kind of like that distinction of choosing bliss or debilitating state. So you have a choice. Something's being presented to you. So it's kind of understanding that, is that something's being presented to you, reflected to you. And then you have acknowledgement towards it, but then you can have deliverance from it. If you're acknowledging it, if you're releasing it, if you're letting go of the attachment and the form and the illusion of it, then there is deliverance of releasing that from yourself. So that's what you would call like grace. That's what you would call getting into a pure state, or having a state of healing for a moment, like you feel kind of emotional and you're just releasing. Those are the best kinds because it really allows you to pinpoint exactly what you're needing in that moment. But it's also not negating who you are. It's not condensing how much you can receive. We shouldn't condense what we are. We shouldn't condense our giftings. We shouldn't shut them up. We should open them up. So what this live is stimulating and reflecting to you as I'm receiving this message is basically whenever you're experiencing life being reflected to you, it's giving you a chance to lose the form and the attachment of fear, lack, unworthiness, so that you can have vitality, prosperity, and unction and authority to want this to be gone. You want to be released from this. You want to let go of it, but you have to be led by the transcendent reason of it. You have to see why it's there, why it's being presented, why am I being reflected to it, and how I'm attracting it to myself, and how can I detract it from myself. So it's kind of like when another psychic does work on you or energetic work on you, and then suddenly for a moment you kind of feel different. You feel in a different state of being. It means that sometimes we do need help from others, which I've had help in my journey and path of release or being reflected something or having a harsh reflection. What that means is that you are being molded and having a metamorphosis of your own soul. It means that there is a sense of purity there. There's a sense of understanding. There's a sense of realignment, a reinforcement of your divinity, of purification. So everything that is about the spiritual journey is getting you to a sense of purification, will, tenacity, but also it's allowing you to finish strong. If you didn't have a good start, that's one thing. I noticed that I watch the Kansas City Chiefs sometimes, and I noticed that they're not good the first and second quarter. They're never good. Their play is generally awful. Now, just because your first and second quarter wasn't good doesn't mean that the third and fourth quarter can't be more impactful. If you didn't start off great, most people never get it right in this life, because there is no right or wrong. There is no justification or agree to disagree. But you're in the third and fourth quarter, and you can really make a difference here. That means that you have time. That means you have ways to apply yourselves, different vantage points, different perspectives, changing your belief systems. But it also could mean that in that moment that you just want to completely sacrifice everything for enlightenment, meaning your ego, your thoughts, all of the things that you hold dear, being needy, being excessive in everything that you do. And you completely sacrifice it for that one moment, and you just receive, and you just let go, and you just give in to the power of will. And then suddenly the tide changes, not only within yourself, but within everything you're doing. So I do those readings at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. So I'm doing a healing energy right now. I'm doing a channel message in healing energy. We're about to do the healing, actually. So if some of you were probably like, what's this guy talking about? But that's what I'm talking about. I felt led to do this message as I do these 2 lives every single day. But I was feeling this very strongly because there's a lot of fear out in the world. I was going around the world, and I kind of was in a weird mood today. It is because people are fearful. People are fearing for their lives. They're fearing for their finances. And what better way for us as energetic people is to really discuss that, observe it, look at it. And even looking at the stuff that I was kind of experiencing in myself today was to really lose anxiety or fear is using the application of knowing that everything is taken care of for you. You have everything at your disposal, and you just have to feel as if everything is lined up. You have to become the vision and will the vision into who you are. It's not the vision is over here and that's where it stays. But the vision is exactly everything that you represent, everything that you emote, everything that you dedicate yourself towards. And that is what is the manifestation of life. That is it, the flower of life that just needs a little water. Sometimes it needs a little fertilization. And sometimes it just needs that epiphany to kind of reinvent itself every single day. So sometimes a lot of people think like, oh, I felt good for a week and then today I felt weird. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because we all have to integrate and we all have to have balance. If you don't have any balance within your life, then you're going to act in ways of ego, vanity, and lust, and just kind of go crazy in the human ways that everybody does. So now what we're doing here is blending the human self and the non-physical self. That's when you really integrate the higher self within your vehicle, within who you are. So that's what we're balancing on this earth. That's what we're trying to integrate on this planet. So we're going to do some energetic healing. If you've never been here before, this is White Wolf. This is a spirituality channel, meditation channel. Hello, Raven Wolf, and hello, guys. I love your comments, and I do like to clarify things in the midst I'm doing my message. But with this healing energy, what we're going to do is that we are simply going to eliminate fear and activate our abilities as a way of discernment, wisdom, and authority and service. So I do healings and meditations on here. I do have a private session special for 1 hour for $70, an hour and 30 minutes for $140, and 2 hours for $200 for psychic readings, healings, activations. I'm going live later at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern doing readings, healings, activations. So I hope to see you guys there. And also just enjoy the healing as you are receiving it. No matter what time or place you're receiving it, it is omnipresence. It is love. It is connection. A billion light codes, reprogramming the DNA, allowing yourself to heal the human condition and to wash away and cleanse the aura of fear, lack, intimidation, and intrepidation and hesitation, and allowing yourself to let go of the form and the attachment of that, but allowing yourself to become empowered to pull your will into the direction that you want it to be, and allowing yourself to really tap in to that electromagnetic kinetic source energy and reflect the Black Panther that is inside of yourself, that purification, that person who is seeking and wanting to penetrate the lack and the illusion and wanting to separate itself and become inseparable. Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, grounding, and just feel into the solar plexus very heavily and feel into your heart centers. And we're going to remove any blockages, and we're going to connect all of the chakras and our galactic chakras as well. And there are 500,000 angels helping us with this healing right now. And we're going to do the Kundalini energy, where we're going to have quick release and then rejuvenation. And we're going to tap into Mother Mary's healing energy, and we're going to use the Divine Feminine as a way of fertility, as a way of opening gateways, portals, and universes, and connecting to the monad, the I Am Presence, the 12 aspects of ourselves that are in different realms, different planes, different universes, and connecting fully to Christ consciousness. And we're going to use the Source Dragon as a way of connecting to the vibrations of God, the sensations of God, and reflecting in the divinity of love and light. And just give yourselves a big push of energy. And we're going to reprogram our thoughts here and now. And now we are going to have a ceremony with the aquamarine dragons from Neptune. And we're going to visualize ourselves drinking a cup of water. And whatever intentions, whatever dreams, whatever manifestations or states of beings that you want in that cup of water, we're going to drink the water, and then we are basically cleansing the palate, cleansing who we are, and finding that source of connection, finding ourselves once again. If you're having trouble with readings, your psychic mediumship is improving. If you're having trouble connecting, allow yourselves to release the fog. And if you're having trouble meditating, we're going to activate the third eye fully. And if you're having trouble accessing your Akashic record, feel as if you're being connected to that so that you can see your past lifetimes for ways of healing and learning and integration. And we're going to let go of the attachment of the story, letting go of what the story means, if it has validity or if it feels as if it's a reinforcement. Let's just let it go. Let's just let go of the past and let go of putting too much energy into the future, but allowing ourselves to become fully present in this moment. And now 1 billion light codes are coming in once again, and we have different frequency codes and downloads coming from the 12th dimension and also the Intergalactic Council. Open up, connect, reflect, and emulate. And also we're going to activate ringing in the ears as well. If you're having trouble hearing your guides or hearing your spirit team, allow yourself to really be connected and you'll start to hear ringing in your ears. Allow ourselves to be vulnerable so that we can receive and release ego, vanity, and lust, complacency, and not being so upset easily. Activate a vulnerability to be sensitive, but also to be empowered enough to be able to control oneself. Have a profound deep sense of self-realization. Allow it to activate who you are. And lastly, what we're going to do is connect to the higher self. Allow the higher self to guide you. Allow the higher self to channel through you. And allow the higher self to be a gateway and a bridge to other people's hearts and minds. And be that beacon of light. And be the one that stands up and shines. That stands up among the rest and shines, and allow yourself to be led by your divinity, be led by your journey, and to fully and utterly become exactly what you want to be. And know that through the process there will be grace, wisdom, and love for us all and for yourself. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. So that was the healing energy. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this live. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. Also, you guys can book private sessions with me. I do have a 1-hour special for $70, 1 hour and 30 minutes for 140, 2 hours for $200. So if you want to book private sessions, just let me know. I will be doing reading lives around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you guys there. And one of the things I can't stress enough is there's too much time to be angry. There's too much time to have an attitude. And sometimes I find myself having one in the morning. Sometimes I still do. And sometimes I'll kind of be in a crummy mood. And sometimes it takes me a little bit just to wake up. But don't be like that. But it's just kind of the ability of just wanting to empower yourself, wanting to ready yourself, and wanting to prime yourself before you experience the day so that the day doesn't get past you. Because once it gets past you, it's kind of hard to get back. But then you eventually get back. But we all need integration. We all need revitalization, and we need to recalibrate and balance. You just need to balance the scales in your life and choose to ground into your wisdom. And it will sometimes be reflective, sometimes it'll be kind of hard, and sometimes it'll be rewarding. It's always rewarding no matter how much you go through within your existence. It's always the greatest reward to be awakened. To come into this understanding, to come into this wisdom. It's always the best thing that you can ever do for yourself. Because you're better off, I promise. All of you are. You guys are much better off doing this path than living how everybody else lives. I mean, Jesus. We're just here to help humanity. We're here to help the earth. So thank you guys. Book private sessions. Text me, email me if you want to see my YouTube channel, White Wolf the Oracle. If you haven't seen some of these messages, feel free to take them on. I hope to see you guys there. Also, 10, 11 p.m. Eastern on my channel, I'll be going live. And also, book private sessions, 1 hour for $70, an hour and 30 minutes for 140, 2 hours for $200. So I hope to see you guys. Thank you. God bless. And namaste.